Welcome back to Felix the Cat. Today we're reading chapter 11. I'm so glad you joined me. Come on, let's read. Would you like to join us? We're reading chapter 11 today. No? Okay. Let's get comfortable here. Oh, you want to join us after all? Okay. Here we are, chapter 11. Where are you? There we are. Chapter 11. Nuts in the Woods. Danny wanted to go into the woods to gather nuts. He begged and teased his mother. "If you're careful, you may," she said. "I'll pack you a lunch." You mean you'll let me go?" piped Danny happily. "Oh, boy!" Felix said nothing. He watched the good things going into the lunch pack. "Gee," gloated Danny as they went along. "Gee, Ma's a peach to let me go into the woods to gather nuts." Felix didn't think much of the whole idea. "Rats," he said disgustedly. "I'd rather go fishing." "Aw, don't spoil everything," Danny told him. "And why don't you leave that pole home? We're going nutting." "Nutting? Bah!" grumbled Felix. "I'm hungry for fish." But nevertheless, he followed Danny doggedly. "It's a lot more fun to go fishing," Felix said for the 10th time as they marched along. "I wish I could try out this pole and line." Danny paid no attention to his grumbling. He puffed on up a steep hill. "This way, Felix," directed the kid. "Think how much fun it would be just sitting and waiting for a big fish to bite on your line," Felix said longingly. "Instead, we're climbing mountains." "Well," said Danny, stopping finally, "I guess this is the top, but I don't see any nuts so far." "The only nuts around here are us," Felix grumbled in disgust. "Aw, come on," Danny begged. "Help me find some nuts to gather." But Felix was still thinking it was fun to go fishing. "There aren't any nuts on the ground," Danny decided, after looking all around. "We gotta get 'em off the trees." He picked up a big stone and balanced it carefully and let it fly into the branches of the tree overhead. "This rock will shake down the nuts," said Danny expectantly. "Rats!" Felix was more disgusted than ever. "That's no nut tree." "Well, what kind of tree is it then?" Danny wanted to know. "Wow!" howled Felix. "It's a grizzly tree!" And it looked as though Felix were correct, for the branches parted and out popped a ferocious-looking face. "Gosh!" Danny clutched Felix as hard as he could. "Gosh! Look at the nut I knocked down, Felix!" "Didn't I tell you to go fishing?" Felix asked. "Will you listen to me after this? Now we gotta run!" And they ran, and the bear ran after them. "Is he gaining?" Danny called to the cat. "I'll say he is," shouted Felix. "Hurry, Danny, hurry!" "Gosh, I am hurrying," panted Danny. "Maybe you'll listen to my suggestions after this," Felix shouted. "Aw, rats," yelled Danny. "If you say fishing to me again, I'll bean you." If we ever get out of this scrape alive. They ran and ran, and all at once, Danny stopped short. Good night, he cried, and drew back. A cliff! We're doomed! Wow! Felix looked over and down. Is that ever a drop? He said fearfully. We can't jump down there! It makes me dizzy to even look. Danny whimpered. Oh, gosh, it's awful steep, Felix. This requires some thinking, said the cat, scratching his head. Let me see now. Let me see. I have it! Felix let out a yell. The fish pole! Are you going to start that again? Demanded Danny. Felix gave him a look and then began to look around. What are you looking for? Danny wanted to know. A stone! A big one, said Felix. Here's one. Now we roll it on one end of the pole, see? Now you walk out and let yourself down. Oh boy, swell, cried Danny. I knew this fishbowl would come in handy, said Felix. Danny went down the fish line first. He hung on with both hands. The reel unwound, and down he went easily. Wow, Danny cried, looking back. That was a close shave. Just in time, the cat followed Danny down. Gosh, said the kid gratefully. You got ideas, Felix. Be quiet, cautioned the cat. Maybe that bear will catch on and lift the stone. Then we're sunk. But the bear must have missed the direction, for Felix and Danny slid down till they had almost reached the ground. Saved! Shouted Felix happily. We're near the bottom. You're a real mascot, Felix, complimented Danny. If it had not been for you, we'd be supper for the grizzly, Felix finished. Ugh! Maybe there's some nuts to gather down here, Danny said hopefully. But there weren't any nuts at their journey's end. Instead, two very hungry-looking leopards with mouths wide open waited to receive their callers. Oh my gosh! Danny hung to the fish line. Wow! Felix yanked Danny up as high as he could. They couldn't go up, and they couldn't go down. What to do? Oh boy. Should I keep reading? What to do? What to do? What are they gonna do? I hope you'll join me next time for Chapter 12. We're sure to find out what they do.